welcome back to Less Lethal Contingencies. Alan here. So today we're going to be trying out some new ammunition in the IntruBuster Gen 2. Okay, we're going to be trying out the new ammunition from ACIL. Okay, and this is a ABS coated steel balls. Okay, this weighs in at what was it? On the scale, when I weighed it in as 10.10 grams. And in the ball gauge, it was reading or measuring a 0.681. Okay, so a little bit smaller ammo for this, especially for this factory 4.5 barrel. Not really bore matched, but good, nice heavy ammunition, so I wanted to give it a try in this gun. I think I already shot it out of my Pistelli X68. And it did pretty well. It's supposed to be pretty tough stuff. It's supposed to be really tough to break. I guess it's got a better record than some of the other ammunition we've been using out there. So yeah, we'll give that a try. We'll shoot off 2 magazines is the plan, 6 rounds each, so a total of 12 rounds. We'll load those up and we'll be shooting those with 1,000 PSI HPA out of a 9 CI tank with the slide check. And I also have a regulator extender on here from HK Army, which will provide a little bit of flow restriction to or prevention of auto fire. So it seems to work pretty good. Worked pretty good on that last video I did with the lightweight 6-gram AR Tactical Jewels. So let's go ahead and load up 2 magazines worth of these, what I lovingly call cranberries. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 1 mag. So those are what they look like. You guys have probably seen them by now. Everybody's doing a video on them. I've got a couple of videos on them. I do have a weigh-in video under my playlist, my Tech Talk playlist, which is where I typically will keep that sort of informational videos on ammunition and other things. So all right, let's load mag number 2. 5 more out here. These were a little pricey in my opinion, but for home defense, can't really put a price on that. The heavier the better, right? You get that good kinetic energy going. You want something that's going to give a good wallop. Of course, if you're going to take it and be plinking out in the woods, I probably wouldn't be shooting these. I'd be shooting the cheapest stuff, the alien play. Something I don't have to go chasing after. All right, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so there's mag 2 with 6 in there of the ACIL ABS coated steel ball bearings. I am going to put my reserve magazine in the magazine holder, and this one we will put in after we air up. And actually, I will be right back. All right, welcome back. All right, I don't know what that was about, but I had to go deal with an issue. There was apparently a baby possum, and my dog was looking to play with it. So I had to go deal with that. So family crisis, I guess. Hopefully that's as bad as I get. Had to go deal with a baby possum. Relocation to the front shrub bushes. Anyways, where was I before I heard that going on? Oh yes, okay. So the new ammo, we're going to be shooting the new ACIL ABS coated steel ammo. It weighs in at 10.1 grams. So one of the heavier ones. 681 would be the size of the ammunition, bore size of the ammunition, and we're going to be trying it today. Total of 12 rounds, 2 magazines. We'll be shooting out of the IntruBuster Gen 2. And we're going to be using 1,000 PSI. I have this 9 CI tank that is pumped up to 3,000 capacity. And the regulator is 1,000 PSI output. And I may have already explained this, maybe not. Bear with me, guys. Sorry about that. I am running a regulator extender on here just to add a little bit of flow restriction since I'm running the Air Tactical slide check regulator. And the reason why we're doing that is to avoid any auto fire due to the high flow of volume, air volume that these slide checks are known to do. However, we love the slide checks because they're very convenient. They're shorter than adding another external on and off, and they function great. So they're really trouble-free for the most part. So, all right. So we're going to air this up first. I have been having some intermittent leaks with this. I think in part from maybe lubricating too much. I know some of you guys think there's no such thing. And then I know there's a whole nother side of guys that believes there is. Sometimes if you lubricate a little too much, too liberally, which I am guilty of doing sometimes, you can have issues where the O-rings could potentially roll a little bit. I think that's what's going on here because when I degas or de-air and then air it right back up again earlier when this was happening, the air leak resolves itself. So clearly the O-ring was still there. So I'm thinking the 011 O-ring is probably, maybe I just put too much lubrication on there. So we'll see how it acts. If it does leak a little bit, I'll de-air, I'll air back up until I can get it to quiet down. That seems to be working for me anyway. So, all right, so we got no ammunition in it. We have a loaded clip in the mag holder, but no ammo in the handle. 1000 PSI, let's air it up. All right, and indeed it's leaking down the mag well. Let's try it again. See what I mean? It's like the first air up starts leaking down the mag well. I degas it, push it right back on again, and it's quiet. So the only thing I can figure is I probably don't need to oil this for a little bit. I probably went a little too liberal with the oil. At least, unless one of you guys have a better explanation for me, I'm running with that one. All right, so we are aired up. We are not loaded yet. I'm going to put my ears on, my earplugs. Again, this is for any of you that are not familiar with the IntruBuster Gen 2. It is a very loud gun, especially in here, kind of an echo chamber in here, and it will ring my ears if I don't put earplugs in. So I know some of you guys, maybe depending on where you're shooting, maybe it doesn't bother you so much, but my ears ring every time. Same thing with the 68, the X68. It'll ring my ears too. About the only guns that don't ring my ears, the TR-50 was close to it the other day when I was doing a video. Very close, but I don't care. I mean, it doesn't matter as loud as it wants to be. I won't put earplugs in unless it's ringing my ears. If it's ringing my ears, that's a warning that, it's time to put some ear protection in. Unless you want to go deaf. And I shoot almost every day because it's fun. I love it. I mean, what else? What other, hobby can you shoot in your house every day? So it's a lot of fun, but I also want to retain my hearing. I imagine you would too. All right, so we're aired up. We also had a few intermittent leaks while I was shooting. I just shot through those. If that continues to happen, as long as it's not a really heavy leak, I'll just keep shooting through. I want to get some numbers and see what these 10.1 grams will do. Again, this is with the factory 4.5 inch barrel. I got a new barrel supposed to be coming in tomorrow, so, and then I'll be doing some more shooting. Probably with all the same ammunition so that I can see what they do with the longer barrel. And the Reaper suppressor. All right, let's turn the laser on. We're aired up. And let's see. Get that motion sensing light back on. Now, one thing I do need to be careful for is that I keep my fingers away from the end of the barrel. Okay, so we're going to hold this a little low. All right, 10.1 gram ammo, 1000 PSI. Mag 1, shot 1. (395.9 feet per second), shot 2. 385.3, shot 3. 382.6, shot 4. 382.2, shot 5. 381.8, and the last one, shot 6. Something came flying out of there. I think it might be a ring, one of those rings that was connected to the archery material. All right, it should be shot 6. 383.6 feet per second. At least I believe that's what it is. Let me go take a quick look and see what the heck that was. Actually, let me put this back down here really quick. I'm curious what that was. Yeah, that's what it was. I'm gonna fix the trap though while I'm at it. Traps. I gotta get a couple more of these heavy-duty clamps. Yeah. Piece of the ring. Must have nailed that sucker. We'll fix this trap a little bit here. All right. And we'll do mag number 2. All right. I don't know. Those numbers, I think the numbers are going to be pretty good on those. The feet per second seem pretty high. It's pretty distant, decent, as I can't speak. So we're going to hit the release on this and release our second mag, and we're going to load that in there. We're going to put the empty mag back in here. All right, and this worked well. The only thing that I did to modify this mag holder from MCS was the same thing that I was when I actually modified it for the Pistelli X68 mags. And the only thing that needed to be done is at the very top inside this mag holder, they left like this little, like a nipple, if you would. I mean, this little tit, right, hanging out of plastic material. They claim, I guess, that they left it there. And Sean knows this too, because I think that I got this this explanation, I think, from him, if I remember correctly, a few months ago. And they claim they left it there because they thought it was needed, but as it turns out, it prevents you from loading 6 rounds in the magazine and sliding the magazine and locking it in. You could only load 5. So I filed that thing out day one. I just got in there. Actually, I carved it out with the tip of my knife. My knife was sharpened off the tip, and I just got the knife in there and I just whittled away until that little nipple at the top was gone. And sure enough, it's all 6 rounds in the mag. It goes right in there. And as it turns out, because these magazines are so similar, the IntruBuster Gen 2 mag and the Pistelli X68 mags are very, very similar. As you can see, no problems. Of course, mine looks as ugly as sin here because I went and painted it red one day thinking I wanted it red, and then changed my mind, and now I had to repaint it black, and it looks awful. I think I might get a new one. Just doesn't look as good. But I guess it's still not too bad from a distance anyways. But it works well though. You know, I just gotta make sure I don't put my freaking hand in front of the barrel right now. But when I get the longer barrel, it won't be an issue anyways. But yeah, I may not run this forever, but it's kind of nice having the second mag right there. So, all right, turn the laser back on. Second mag of the 10.1 gram ACIL, ABS steel-coated ammunition. All right. Mag 2, shot 1. Let me back up a little bit. And again, we're shooting on 1,000 PSI, high-pressure air. All right, mag 2. Shot 1. Actually, let me check the pressure. We got a little bit over 1,000. Okay. Hopefully we can get through these. They may be, we should be able to get through them. They just may end up diminishing the feet per second. So we'll see what we get. All right. Shot 1. Mag 2. 10.1 gram ammo. 383.7 feet per second, shot 2. 352.1 feet per second, shot 3. 341.6 feet per second, way diminishing, right? It's dropping off big time, the feet per second. All right, shot 4. 331.1 feet per second, and shot 5. 319.6 feet per second, and the last one, shot 6. 310.1 feet per second for shot 6. All right, at least we got through 2 mags, but this is only a 9 CI tank. I did waste a little bit of air in the beginning, not a lot, but a little bit when I first had that little bit of a leak, and then I degassed or de-aired, and then I put it back on. Well, naturally, I lost everything that was in here when I did that. So, but it is also heavier ammo, quite a bit heavier than the 6 gram that I was shooting in the earlier video. So that is that. It's de-air. We're good there. Yeah, so that is the ACIL, what I'm calling the cranberries. All right, the cranberry ammo. All right, we'll see. We'll have the, we got the feet per second. We'll have the joules updated in the video by the time you see this. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you're having a great weekend. Peace out.